Asher had to temper his breathing. His thoughts remained on Jasper and what he'd been about to do, kill Jinx. Asher had nearly failed her again. His memories went to the past, of when Asher had been too late to protect Jinx from an evil man, a man he'd put her with. He would never be able to fix the wrong he'd committed long ago, the one that had allowed her to be in the presence of the madman Fabianus at all. Killing him had given Asher no peace on the matter. Nothing ever would. The part of himself that he kept hidden away from everyone, normally himself included, surfaced again at a degree he couldn't stop. He felt himself losing control. This was the moment he'd feared would come to pass. The moment he turned into his father's son and repeated history. The very idea of it pushed him closer to the brink of no return. Jinx stayed a few steps from him, hurt and tears on her beautiful face. Her eyes looked haunted, and he knew by what, or rather who. Him. He'd caused those. His sole goal in life had been keeping her safe and far from him. He'd caused her pain again. It was what he did best. Why? She demanded, her voice clipped. He swallowed hard. The truth of it all had been on the tip of his tongue for so long, yet it didn't seem to want to come. He half considered running away like the coward he'd been in regards to Jinx. He held his ground. She knew of his past, of what he shared a bloodline with. I wanted to protect you from me. Asher, you're not your father, she said, making him flinch. You're a good man. You'd never do what he did, ever. You do not know that, Genethia, he said, knowing he was slipping into the old speech habits again. He thought he'd left them behind in his toga-wearing days. Clearly, he'd been wrong. I look just like him. That means nothing, she said, wiping tears from her cheeks. He wanted to comfort her, but stood rooted in place, fearing he'd done too much damage already. She'd turn him away for good now. I would never forgive myself if I hurt you. Jinx came right at him and pushed on his chest. Idiot! He didn't respond. After all, she was right. He was a total idiot. She walked over Jasper's body and the pooling blood on the floor and went behind the bar. She returned with a damp washcloth and began to wipe his face as though he were a child. He let her, enjoying her touch too much to tell her no. She moved to his hands next, cleaning them as well. You are a giant idiot, she said. You, mentioned that already, he returned with a small quirk of his lips. How long have you known I'm your mate? She asked. He glanced up at the ceiling. So, do you think the blood will wash out of there? She hit him in the gut. Asher, he sighed. From the moment that I met you.